Hello all, this is your friend Santosh. In this video, I'm going to show you how to scrape the data from YouTube using its own data API. When you're talking about scraping, most of the times you will be scrape the data using Beautiful Soup or Selenium or some other scraping tools, right? But it is not recommended for every website because some of the website doesn't allow us to scrape the data. YouTube doesn't allow us to scrape the data from Beautiful Soup or some other scraping tools, but it is allowing us to scrape the data using their own YouTube API. In this video, I'm going to show you that only. So let's get started. To explain this tutorial in a better way, I have considered this objective. So the objective is like for a given YouTube channel ID, we need to return all these field for every video in it, right? For example, in YouTube channel there will be multiple videos, right? For each and every video, we need to get this information. This is our objective. In case if you are not sure how to get this channel ID, I'm going to show you in a while. So, and again, note that we are going to scrape this data legally. What we are doing is pure legal, and it is we are going as per the YouTube policies. And make sure when you are trying to scrape the data, you have to make sure whether that particular website is allowing to scrape the data or it is whether it is not allowing us to scrape the data. We have to make sure those things. Otherwise, it may come under unauthorized or illegal activity. Right, so let's get started. Let me import these libraries. I'm going to use these libraries in our tutorial. Let me import that, and our final result will be stored in this data frame. So whatever the data we are collecting from this API, my idea is to put that information in this data frame. That's fine. So to access this API, we need an API key, right? API key. This is the API I'm talking about, YouTube Data API version 3, actually V3 in the sense. Of course, it is a free of cost, but there is some quota limitation for this. I'm going to show you in a while. To get this API, let's go to this URL. This is console.developers.google.com. To enable any Google API services, not just for YouTube API, you should have a Google account. Once after you log in with your Google account, here is the thing it will be look like. And to access any API, you need to create one project. So here I already created a few projects. So in case if you are a new user, you have to click on new project and you have to give any name, right? You have to give any name of your choice and you have to click on create. The new project will be created. So once after you click on new project, anyway, I'm going to cancel it now because I already created a lot of projects in it. So once after you click on the projects, you have to select the project that what you have created. Once after you clicking the project, you have to go to the library. In that library, you have to quickly search for YouTube Data API v3. Anyway, we are going to find it here, and these are all the different APIs offered by the Google itself. Some of them are free to use, some of them are you have to pay something. And so let me select this API, YouTube Data API v3, and once after selecting, we have to click on enable, right? You need to create the credentials, right? Click on create credentials, and here it will ask you a few questions, something like it is trying to see which API you are using. We have to select this thing, YouTube Data API v3, and it is asking where will you be calling the API from. So I'm calling from my it's not a Chrome application, that's fine. I'm calling from other UI. What data will be accessing? We are accessing public data only, right? So why it is asking these many questions? Because it is trying to know on what purpose you want to scrape the data to avoid data misuse. So after clicking on it, we have to click on here, what credentials do I need. Here you can see this string, right? This is nothing but our API key. Let me copy this thing and we will be pasting over there, right? So if I want to call this API, if I want to call this API, I have to use this key, right? I mean, we need to call that API, right? I'm going to show you how to call that API. So let me get any channel ID you can also get any channel ID of your choice. Okay, let me go to any popular YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to National Geographic channel, since it's somewhat popular, right? So here in this URL you can see, right, after the channel / you can see the string. This entire string is ID for this particular channel. This is the channel homepage for National Geographic. Once after for any channel, if you go to its homepage, you will find this string after the channel / this thing. This is nothing but its ID, its channel ID. So let me copy that and paste it over here. Now we have to set a URL to call that API, right? When you are using the Beautiful Soap, what we'll do is we will consider this URL directly, right? So here we cannot take this URL and we cannot give to the Beautiful Soup, even though if you do that, YouTube will recognize that you are scraping the data and it will stop loading and it will block loading the data for you, right? So the authorized way to access the data is via API only, right? So to configure that API, to configure this URL, let's go to this documents page. Here is the documentation page for this YouTube data API. Let me click on reference. On the left side, you can see all these are the resources in this API. So since our idea is, so what I will do is, as an initial step, I want to show you for this channel ID, I want to get some information regarding this channel, some basic information regarding this channel, something like subscribers count, likes, and channel ID, channel description, something like that from that API. To get that, of course, we need to configure that URL. Here you can see the resource for channels itself. The resource name is also channels. Let me click on here. Let me click on this list that is there in channel resource itself. Once after clicking on that, this is the page it will look like. So our idea is to get some channel information, right? This is the to do that. This is the basic URL we need to call. This is the base URL. Let me copy this, and of course, along with this URL, we have to pass some parameters, right? I'm going to show you that as well. For example, once after you call this URL, you will be getting some response. You will be getting lot of response. You are expecting a lot of response. So in case if you are not interested in every part of the response, we can specify some part of the response. For example, if I am very interested in, if I am only specific about the statistics of that particular channel, I only mention statistics in the part parameter, so that I will get only statistics as a response. All these other part will be ignored. For example, I want to know the description and the title and other descriptive data about the particular channel. I will give snippet as a value in this part parameter, so that I will get snippet specific data, right? Similar way, these are all the different parts: audit details and content details and content owner details, anything, right? So I'm very specific about the statistics, though. That's why I'm passing statistics in a part parameter. We have to pass something like this. After the URL, we have to put the question mark, and now we have to pass like this. And again, we need to authorize this API call, right? So to authorize that, we have to pass key value as well. Key value is nothing but, this is our API key value, right? So I'm going to pass this. Yeah, and final thing we have to pass is channel ID, right? There will be lot of channels. We are specific about this channel. We need to filter the results that are very specific to this channel. So these are all the different filter options available for this particular resource. Anyway, I'm going to choose ID itself, since we have YouTube ID. In case if you know the channel username, you can pass this thing, right? Hope you are getting my point. Since we have only ID for that channel, I'm giving ID, right? Let me pass that as well. Here we are passing and what part of the response we are interested in, and here we are passing in our API key, and here you are passing filter criteria. So let me run this. Let me print this URL as well. API key is not defined, that's fine. I forgot to run this cell. Let me run. and let me rerun this as well. Okay, this is the URL, right? If I click on this URL, you can see the response from that YouTube API. See, here it is loading. This is the response. There is something page info. What's wrong? Okay, we need to, we have, I mean, we can, there is nothing loaded here. Okay, there is something wrong. Okay, since it is a value, right, I have to encapsulate in a this braces actually. So let me rerun this cell again. Once after you click on here, if you click on this URL, you can see the response from the server, from the API, actually YouTube API. Here you can see, right, I have passed only statistics as a part value. We got only this part. We got only statistics part. Rest of all the parts are ignored actually. So here you can see the basic stats of that particular channel. View count, these many views are there for entire channel, not for a single video. It's for entire videos in it, and all other, right? This is a response. Let me bring this response to here as well. So here I'm using requests. Yeah, here we are imported, right? Here I'm using request library to load the response from this particular URL, and we are converting, since it is there in JSON format. You can see, right, this API response is there in JSON format. So we are converting that into Python object, Python inbuilt object, something like Python dictionary, right? To do that we have to load JSON module, right? JSON.loads, and we are converting that into text and we are reading it, right? Let me run this cell as well, and let me print this same thing. We can see here the same thing what we have seen here in this browser. The data will be same data will be, you can see here, and again this is in a Python dictionary format, I believe. Let me confirm that as well. This is a dictionary format, that's fine. And what I want to show is, see here, this is a key and this is a value, some basic dictionary stuff, Python dictionary stuff. It's a key and its value, and here the important key here is items, right? In these items your desired data will be encapsulated in items key, actually will be there in items key. For example, if I want to access the statistics, how I will access? Since it is there in items key, items, the value for items itself is a list with only one element. So that one element, again, it is a dictionary, right? So to access the first element, one and only one element, to access that element, we have to give index of it, and here now we can access that dictionary inside this list, right? This is a small Python stuff, I can say, but we have to observe this data to access the particular field in it. Let me give statistics here as a key value, and we will get only, we can access the data field that what we are interested in, right? That's okay. Let me delete this cell. So now we have worked with channel ID, right? In case if you have channel ID, you will be getting the details about the channel, right? Now if we have a video ID, what we will do is, we will consider one video ID and we will check the API response with this video ID, on passing video ID, right? To pass that video, in case if you don't know how to get this video ID, click on any video of from YouTube. Let me click on this. It's loading, that's fine. See here, you can see the string after is equal to, this is what the video ID, and it is unique for each and every video. And let me paste it over here, and here we need to configure the URL stuff to configure and to know what are the parameters available for this video resource. Let's back to our documentation again, and here you can find the video resource for videos, and click on list. So here I want to cover one important point. Actually there is a quota impact it is showing, right? So this API, as I told you, this API is free to use, but there is a quota limit for here you can click here and we will get the quota details. I'm going to show you anyway. For a person it is 10,000 units is the quota limit per day, actually, right? If those 10,000 units are exhausted, you have to wait for 24 hours and it will be restarted your quota limit is restarted. See here, you can see, right, the quota, this for this YouTube data API, we have a quota allocation for 10,000 units per day, right? And you can see the units in the sense these units may differ from the kind of operation that what you are trying to do. For example, if I want to read the data from the YouTube URL, the quota, see, for example, if I want to read the read operations, something like we have done, right, channel, we have passed the channel ID, and anyway we are going to pass the video ID as well. I have to pass the video ID as well. So here for these kind of operations, it's costs only 1 unit. So for example, if you perform any search request, it will cost you around 100 units, right? And if you are uploading any video from your site to the server, it will cost you around 1600 units, right? So that is based on the kind of operation that what you are doing. Whenever you click on the resources, it will show you here itself the quota impact for this particular resource is, see, a call to the method has quota cost of 1 unit. Since we are reading, right, yeah, this is the URL we have to consider. I'm going to copy there, and similarly for any kind of operation we have to get the URL from there itself, right? And again, also you can pass different parameters, something like we have seen for video channel ID as channel resource as well. Okay, same story, we have to pass our API key, and we have to pass our filter criteria, and let me copy and paste it over here. And here the ID is not channel ID, right? We have to pass the video ID, and let me load the data from that particular response, and let me see what is there in this JSON format. So here you can see, right, in these items will be get the details about that particular video. And what if you want to pass some other parameters other than along with statistics, right? I want to pass the snippet as well. We'll see what kind of response we'll get when I pass the snippet, right? Let me rerun this, and again let me rerun this cell as well. Now let me see the loaded data, right? Yeah, this thing you can see, right, in items we are getting two parts actually, right? One is snippet and one is statistics. Since we have passed two values to the part parameter, we are getting two values, right? So snippet, as I told you, the snippet will contain all the meta information of that particular data. See, published date and channel ID, particular video, for what channel ID it is belonging, and title of that video. Here you can see, and the description and everything, right? So as per our objective, we have to give the channel ID. From that channel ID, what we'll do, we will get all the video IDs, and then we will iterate these things, and we'll collect the data iteratively, right? But how to get that video ID? We cannot go and every time and we can copy from over here, and we cannot do that for every video, right? So how to collect the video IDs in the sense for that particular channel? There is another resource is there. We can use that to know that resource. Let's back to our documents again, and here you can see something like search operation, right? Let me click on list, because I'm going to explain how it is working. That's why I'm not clicking on overview. Let me click on list. Here you can see for this kind of, if you use this search operation, it will cost you around 100 units, right? I already shown you, I guess, but as for a quick information, I am telling you this again. Consider this URL. Let me paste it down, and we have to configure our key. Let me do that as well. For the search operations, we don't have multiple part parameters, I believe. We have only snippet, so that's why we are passing in snippet only. See, here we cannot filter by ID, but here we can see, right, see the optional parameters. Here we can find channel ID. It should, if you give the channel ID, it will indicate that API response should only contain the resources created by the channel, right? So the API response, I mean the search operation, should only limited to the results that are associated to this channel ID, right? We will not get other search results, right? So when you are searching, you will be getting a lot of results, right? So we don't want all those results. So since we are interested in that particular channel ID, we can pass that channel ID, and we will tell that it is way of telling that we are interested in this channel ID, and you don't want to get all the other results which are not associated with this channel ID. And now what we can expect is we will get the search results for this channel ID. In YouTube we will be having videos in that particular channel, so those results we are expecting as a response. Let me run this cell. JSON data, what is loaded? See here, you can see these are all search results. All these search results are capsulated in items key, right? So in this list we will be having information about multiple videos. Up to here it is for one video, and here it is for second video result. And in a search result, if you want to see how many videos came as a search result, let me point to the items. Let me check the length of that particular list. Here it is saying 5. In the sense, we got 5 results, and I mean we got response for 5 videos, right? So why only 5? In the sense, here you can see there is a parameter called max results. Here in the max results, you can see the default value is 5. Anyway, you can change that value to you can change the value in between 0 to 50, but the default value is 5. Since we have not passed anything to the max results, it is showing only 5 videos, right? What I will do is I will modify this. I will pass this parameter with 50. Now we will get 50 videos per one page. One page, I mean, let me show you this thing. Let me run this as well, and here let me remove this, and I want to show you. So here we can see very big response. So in a single page, in a single response, we are getting 50 information for 50 videos. There will be a lot of results, but per one page it is loading only 50, right? Since we have passed 50 here, earlier it is 5, now it is 50. Let me show you that as well, right? So we got the information for 50 videos. See, this is the response. In items, we can see the results for 50 videos. That's why we got the length of items is equal to 50, right? So does it mean that we have only 50 videos in this particular channel ID? No, right? There will be a lot of videos, more than 50 obviously, and we are not sure, right? So to access the further results, we need to trigger one more call for that particular API. How to call that for linking this page? In the sense, using this next page token. If we pass the next page token to the next further call, it will give the remaining results, right? Hope you are getting my point. So that's why we need to consider this next token as well in such kind of results. So keeping this point in mind, what we'll do is we will collect the video IDs on passing this channel ID, right? So where we'll find the video information? In the sense, in the items itself, this is the channel ID for the first video, for the first search result. Of course, this is the channel ID we are looking for, and the title, description, and everything, blah blah. And I am only interested in the video ID. In the items, there is a list. So in that list, the first dictionary, it is a list of dictionaries actually. In the first dictionary, each dictionary is associated to each video, as I'm telling you. So here you can see the ID key and its value. In its value, you can see again one more dictionary. In that, you can see the video ID. This is the video ID for the first video, and going further, here you can see the one more video ID. So our idea is to collect these video IDs in the channel, right? So for one trip we are getting 50 videos, 50 information for the 50 videos at one shot, right? We have to iterate this. We have to go for the next page using this next page token, and we have to collect the further video IDs. Once after you are done with all video IDs, we will extract the meta information. I mean these field informations, for each video ID, right? And we will be recording this, and we will be storing it in a data frame. So this is our idea. The first thing is we need to collect all the video IDs, right? What I will do is I will initialize the empty list, and here next page token, I'm going to iterate this thing actually, this snippet of code. And to do that, what I am doing, I am considering one limit in the sense, for example, say for each response, for each page we are getting 50 videos. So what I will do is I will limit this up to 5 pages only, right? So 5 into 50, how many videos will get? 250. Nearly we will get 250 videos. Why I am limiting only 5? In the sense, as I told you, this search operation is really costly. If you really need this data, you need to go ahead for all the you need to scrape for all the videos. Since it is a demo, I am limiting to the 5 videos, right? Search operation is about 100 units of the 100 units cost, right? That's why I am limiting to the only 5 pages. In the sense, we will get around 50 into 5, right? Around 250 videos, around 250. We will get the IDs for 250 videos, right? And for the first time, what we'll do is, for the first time there will be no next page token. Once after the first response, we will be collecting this token and we'll passing with the in the URL. Let me configure this URL. Same URL I have to copy over here. Max results is equal to 50, and in addition to that, we need to pass next page token parameter. Token is equal to next page token. This is the value I'm going to pass here, right? We are done. Actually, we are done with configuring this URL for this particular case. For first time, it is next page token will be nothing will be there for the next page token. What I will do, for the first time, it will load the JSON data. So the data will be loaded into this data variable. In this data, we are going to iterate in data in items key, right? In items key, we have the list of videos, right? Information about the videos, right? So here I am collecting the video data. We are appending this video. We are getting the video ID. We are appending the video IDs into this list. And as a final step, what we are doing, once after we have collected all 50 video IDs, we will collect the next page token as well. So we will take this next page token and we will pass the next page. We will pass this token in the next iteration, right? Let me run this cell and it will take some time. What it is saying, key error items. Let me check the data whether it is properly loaded or not. So the data is not loaded actually, because there is a error in URL. It is saying that the page token, okay, I'm sorry, we have to give it in a, since it is a value, we have to refer this in these flower brackets. Now let's check the response. I think now this particular thing is working properly as expected. Let me see what our all video IDs are came or not. Yeah, we got the video IDs, right, for different videos associated to the particular channel only, right? Let me check the length, how many videos we got. I believe it should be 250. Yeah, 250 only. Why 250? In the sense, per page it is loading 50 videos, and like that we are going only for 5 pages. We are not going more than 5 pages. In case if you really want to scrape the data, you can increase this limit. So that's fine. We got 250 video IDs. What we will do is, using this 250 video IDs, we will collect this information, video ID, channel ID, something, all these fields, right? So this is fine, and let me delete this. Here what I'm doing is, so here video IDs we have already collected. So here we need to configure this URL, the same URL actually for what we have used for a video. I'm copying this video ID URL and let's copy and paste over here. Okay, and here to see likes and dislikes and views and comment count will be there in statistics, and title, description, all these are available snippet part, right? That's why in part I'm passing these two parameters, these two values actually. And the data is, so the response data is loaded to this data variable. Here we have to find, from this data we need to get channel ID. How we will get the channel ID? Same thing like what we have seen earlier. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me copy this data, and here in data we have to point to the items. In items only we can find everything, right? items, and here in items we have, so we are loading for one video, right? Same thing like the one we have seen here. Where is this? Okay, let me run this again. Let me show you this JSON data so that we can collect the data. We can iterate the same thing over there. So here I can see in the items, if I want to get the channel ID, how will I get? In items I want to get the channel ID. Right here in items we have only one element, since we are iterating for each and every video, right? So in that one response we should collect the data, we should collect the value that is there in channel ID key. Same response will be iterated for each and every video IDs, right? There will be 250 video IDs, so for every video the same thing will be happen. When it is iterating, we will be recording this information, channel ID and title and everything. We are going to do that. Let me show you. Okay, we need to point to the snippet, then only we can get the channel ID, since the channel ID available in the snippet. And same thing, we have to format for everything, for every parameters that what we want, for every field that what we are trying to record, data items. I'm not sure whether this published date is available in snippet or stats. Let me see that as well. Published date. Oh, okay, published date, it is available in snippet only, so that's why I'm not changing anything. Here I will change the key to the published date. And similarly we have to point to the desired data. We have to putting that to the list, and this list we are appending in the data frame, right? This data underscore df. If you remember, we initialized here itself. Let me run this cell and let's check for the output what it is showing. It is running as expected with no response, with no errors, I believe. Okay, it's done, I believe. Let me see whether we got the data in data df or not. Yeah, we got, right? This is the data we scraped. See here, video ID, channel ID. Of course, channel ID is same for all the videos, and the published date and the video title, and you can see all our video fields, all our data fields that what you are looking for. And you can use this data for your analytical, for your analytical purpose or something like that. For example, on your YouTube channel, what kind of videos you are getting most of the likes, we can do some natural language processing techniques using this video description. For example, if the particular National Geography channel want to understand what kind of animal videos they are getting maximum counts, maximum likes and maximum comments, and what kind of videos, what set of videos the people are not interested much, and some kind of analysis they can do. Of course, Google Analytics itself is providing a lot of YouTube Analytics itself is providing a lot of analysis for your YouTube channel. If you are building any application, something like any YouTube services kind of thing, this kind of data will be helpful for your own objective. And again, what the data it is, this YouTube UAP is not limited to this thing. As I told you earlier, you can explore this documentation. You can find lot of things you can do this, but make sure your quota is limited to 10,000 units. Of course, you can also request to increase the quota if you are a startup or if you are using for your business or something like that. Google will evaluate your request, and it will give you extended quota for you. Yeah. So that's it for this video. In case if you have liked this video, please subscribe my channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos regarding machine learning, deep learning, and Python related stuff. So stay tuned. Have a good day. Bye.